Hi, I'm PJ Willett. I'm going to be doing the chemistry of guitars. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be like showing you 3 or 4 different types of guitars and then telling you why they sound different because of chemistry. Okay, so let's get started. This is an acoustic guitar. It's just made of wood. You don't have to plug it in. I'm sure everybody knows what an acoustic guitar is, but I'm just going over it. The front, it's called the top, but it's the front of the guitar, just so you know. It's made of spruce wood, which, it's generally the same on most guitars. Most, like, mid-range to, higher range guitars are made of, like, the front is spruce. This one, it's made of spruce. That really doesn't affect it does affect the sound, but not more, like, just a little bit, not as much as other things do. The back here is made of mahogany. That's interchangeable, but that's really, like, pretty much what gives the guitar its, like, how big it sounds, if that makes sense. But what I'm going to be focusing on today is the strings, the bridge, which is this plastic piece here, and the nut, which is, another plastic piece. It can be different. So these strings are made of copper. The top 4 are, they're made of wound copper. And most people use copper strings just because on an acoustic guitar it makes it sound like a fuller sound. The bottom 2 are made of stainless steel, and it's just like a very thin piece, string shaped, because it's a string, of stainless steel. So and that's the same on pretty much all guitars. It's because it's hard to make strings sound that high if you use copper, because it gives it a fuller sound. So also the bridge and the nut, they can either be made of plastic or like ivory. You don't really see too many ivory ones nowadays because of the whole elephant killing thing or whatever. Apparently that's inhumane. But these ones are made of false ivory, and it's just pretty much a mixture of plastic and some other, like, plastic and ceramic. It works, but it's kind of complicated how they make it. So yeah, this one I'm gonna play a little bit of something for you, just to so you get the feel of it. So yeah, so copper strings and false ivory. And acoustic guitars, especially this one, they're usually made for, like, playing chords and stuff. But this one, since it has like the false ivory, and it's like a thicker or fuller sound, it sounds pretty good when you're just soloing, I guess. So I'll play some chords and I'll like fool around on it. So all right. yeah, as you can see, that one, you know, it's good for either or. Next, I'm going to show you an electric guitar and tell you basically why that one sounds different. Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, but you know, bear with me. So this is an electric guitar. It's clearly very different from an acoustic guitar. In that it's not hollow and there's, you know, no hole there. But you know, that's pretty obvious. And it doesn't, you know, it's not hollow and it doesn't have a hole because an electric guitar, it uses pickups, which you know, if you play an electric guitar just like, it's not as loud as an acoustic guitar, obviously. That's why it has to be amplified. But that's what the pickups do. They pick up sound from the stainless steel strings, which is what are generally used on an electric guitar. Because the pickups are magnetic, and what they do is they pick up sound vibrations from the stainless steel strings. So you know the pickup will pick it up and then it'll amplify it through an amplifier. You know, it's pretty much a big speaker if you don't know. On this one, or on electric guitars, not just this one in particular, but on all of them, you know, it doesn't really matter what okay, it does matter what your bridge and nut are made of, but you know, it doesn't matter as much as on an acoustic guitar. Like on an acoustic guitar, it's pretty important, but on electric guitars, you know, it's slightly important, but that's just the way you play it. And an electric guitar sounds different in that, you know, as I said, it's not hollow, so really gets a totally different sound because it is through an amplifier. What I'm going to play is just going to be through an amplifier, like no effects or anything, just because I figured it'd be easier that way. So yeah. Electric guitars, you can play chords on them. Open chords, which are ones that you don't bar, if any of you know what that means. Yeah, open chords sound okay on some electric guitars. This one it does. But usually it's, you know, electric guitars are made for soloing. So I'll show you both like I did on the acoustic guitar. But yeah. So as you can see, chords on an electric guitar, they don't sound as good as on an acoustic guitar. You can make them sound better, you know, by barring them, which is, you know, just doing one of these. See, and that just makes it sound a lot better, just because on an electric guitar, you know, open chords don't sound very good. So you know, usually people just solo with electric guitars or play rhythm with bar chords. Okay, so that was an electric guitar. You know, as you can see, it sounds very different from the acoustic guitar in that, you know, as I said before, you know, that it's hollow, or the acoustic guitar is hollow and, you know, has a big hole in it. Whereas this, it's solid and it just works with electronics, and stainless steel strings, they'll, you know, they sound better on pickups. You can use copper strings. They don't sound as good though. I'm not even gonna give an example of that one just because, it just doesn't sound very good at all. So I just advise not using copper strings on electric guitar. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an acoustic electric guitar. You've already seen the acoustic guitar and the electric guitar. This one is pretty much a hybrid of them. I'll show you. So this is an electric acoustic guitar. This one, it has stainless steel strings on it. It works with either copper or stainless steel. I said on the electric one that people don't usually use stainless steel strings. On an acoustic electric though, it doesn't really matter. It sounds good either way. So, what's different about this really than a normal acoustic guitar is that it has a pickup in it. It's under here, so you can't see it, but yeah. This one, it has a plastic nut and a plastic bridge, and it's got stainless steel strings. I think I said that, but it's going to sound different than the other one. Also, the shape is different, as you can tell. On most electric acoustics, it's cut out here, so you can actually reach like higher notes. So yeah, I'll show you what this sounds like, and tell you why it's different. Okay, so that was an electric acoustic guitar. As you noticed you may have noticed, I don't know, but it sounded a lot mellower, like not as loud as the acoustic guitar, and that's because there are steel strings on it. And the reason that copper strings are louder, actually, is because generally anything that conducts electricity well also conducts sound really well. So like water, it'll conduct sound really well. Copper, same thing. It conducts sound really well. That's why they use it in headphones. Which is an interesting fact. But yeah, it's got steel strings, and the nut and bridge on it are both plastic, so that kind of affects it. That's why it was a lot quieter, mellower sounding. So yeah. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to show you is a banjo, which I know it's not really a guitar, but I'm going to count it as one. Alright, so here it is. As you can tell, it sounds different, and that's just because of the top on it is actually nylon, plastic nylon. So it gives it that twangy banjo sound. Also, the wood is bridge, which contributes to the sound being different. But otherwise, it's the same. Like the strings are copper on it, and the nut on it is false ivory. So really, the only thing that changes the sound is the fact that it has a wooden bridge, which some acoustic guitars have wooden bridges, But really, it's the fact that it's like a nylon drum head on the top of it here. All right, so that's the chemistry of guitars. You know, basically they all sound different because of chemistry. You know, types of wood, you know, what the bridge and the nut are made of, and what type of strings are used on it. And that all has to do with chemistry, you know. Because, you know, if nobody would ever, like, discovered copper, they wouldn't use it for strings, and all guitars would sound roughly the same. Same with wood, different types of wood, as to do with chemistry, the way it grows. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.